this is what we're really talking about when we're talking about diversity. How do we deal with the following? Race, age, gender, class, sexual orientation, religion, and power. Those are the things. When you start talking about diversity, these things are the things that are going to give you a problem. Okay? And that's what I wanted to focus on, to show you just a little bit about these things. Because sometimes I go to colleges and they say, Mr. Smith, we had a great diversity program last week. I said, oh, yeah, what kind of diversity program is it? Well, we had people that were on diets against people who weren't. Really? That's a diversity program? People who are on diets talk about people who are not on diets. Now, I don't think I've seen in the news where a group of people who were on Weight Watchers ran out and grabbed somebody and killed them because they weren't on Weight Watchers. Okay? So these are the things that are going to cause us issues. And we start trying to understand how these play out. So quickly, I'm going to point to one and you tell me which one of these issues you think we're dealing with in any of these photos. All right? I'll give you an easy one. What are we dealing with? Race? Who says race? Okay, who says power? Okay. Who said race? Well, one person said race at least. You did, all right? How about this one? Race, not power? It's a very interesting dynamic. Before he became president, I would stick up pictures of the presidents. And always, the first thing that comes out, people say power. The only people that say race are usually African American and Latinos. This position, and then when I started sticking this picture up here, race came out first. It no longer began to be about power. That's just a real interesting dynamic. All right. You'll be glad to know that all of your questions are answered in the workshop. So as I go through this workshop, we're going to deal with every last one of the questions you are put. I think that's pretty good for me not knowing what questions y'all are going to write. Right? Okay? All right, here we go. Let's keep moving. What are we going to do? Because somebody is sitting there, well, I've been forced to come to the workshop. Now, I got to be here for an hour. What are we going to do in this hour? Simple. We're going to share, learn, count, test. Yes, there'll be a test. And we'll have some fun. Can you all commit to those things?
Yeah.
All right, now one thing I want to invite you all to do. Write these 4 things down. Share, fun, learn, test, and fun. Let's start thinking about the communities that you're from. I'll use myself as an example. I'm from Chicago. Born and raised. I was a 17-year-old college freshman before I met the first white person my own age. Okay? So imagine how that shaped who I am and my interactions. So when I got to a place, I didn't know I was a minority until I got to college. A lot of the people who I interacted with in college had never met a black person. So our communities, based on what we saw, they determined how we felt determined how we think, how we thought determined how we act, and then how we act determined how other people would react to us. So here I am coming from Chicago, growing up in an all-black community where my entire world was black. Teachers were black, the school was black, I went to the store, it was run by black people. And then I get placed in an environment where now I'm in a minority and everyone around me, the majority of people are white. So I started acting like I think I should act as a black person. It made me feel a certain way. It made me feel proud to be a black person. So I walked around a proud black person. Then I started thinking, I'm going to think I'm proud. So I carry myself as a proud black person. Then I started acting proud. Act like a proud black person. I'm sitting in class and do my work. I'm a nice person. When I do that, other people react to me a certain way. Because I either lived up to their expectations or I didn't. So for instance, I use proper English and people say, you don't talk black. They have a different expectation. Somebody could possibly say something that you're not going to like. That can strike that nerve. And what did I tell you to do? Don't hold it against them. Because it's not so much that they're a bad, evil person. They just haven't had the experience to broaden their community. Watch this. I think this will help you out. All right, now I looked at him. Up here, he's a white man, but he's got facial hair and beard, so he's kind of a cool white dude. You know, I'm summing him up. Ear pierced, like rap music, don't you? See, I'm making these assumptions. So I'm sitting there looking at myself. Whereas I go in, I look at this guy, and I go, wait a minute, from the top 10, okay, he's got a camouflage hat on, he's clean shaven, he's a white male, he's got blue eyes. I don't think we're going to have a lot in common. Now, he might like the same music that he likes. But in my mind, I'm not willing to give him that chance because I've already decided how I'm going to treat him. So I move back over here, and if this was the cafeteria, and I didn't have any of my friends there to sit with, I might come sit with him. Because I think he's safe. I think we can relate. Okay? So these are the things that we do in every day. What I'm trying to get you to understand, you have to know the rule of 10 and the rule of 12 so that you can overcompensate. So that you don't rely on it. What I want you to do is to know that it exists, that people are making those judgments about you, and you're making those judgments about other people, so that you have to break that cycle. You got to move beyond 10 words. You got to move beyond 12, top 12 inches there big. There are ways that you have to deal with diversity. You can separate yourself, and you all know what that means. I'm only going to hang out with people that they look like, think like, dress like, act like me. You can assimilate. When you assimilate, you say, oh, you know what? They look cool. That group right there, and I want to be a part of that group. So they both got on glasses. I'm going to wear glasses, even though I don't have glasses. I'm going to do what they do to get in that group. You can desegregate. When you desegregate, you see a group that's one way, and you make it your business to come over there, and you're going to pretty much force yourself into that group. And you're going to say, hey, I'm here. You're going to take me where I am. Maybe black power. You know, for me, that's what I would do. Then you can integrate. Integrate the group is a mutual exchange. I bring some of my best qualities to that group, and I say, hey, you know, I'm from Chicago, where you from? And then we talk about, oh, you from here? Okay, cool. Tell me about Anson. I'm going to tell you about Chicago. We've had a mutual exchange. Some days I come over to you, that's integrate. Some days you come over to me. I didn't ask you to leave any of who you were behind. You didn't ask me to leave any of who I was. That's the way that you do that. So you got to separate, assimilate, desegregate, and 8. The reason it's 8 is because we all have 8 in there. All right?